Right, the Lord's Test match might have been over a few days back, but I think we as Indian cricket fans have been in a big hangover since that heartbreaking loss at Lord's. But as they say, do not let the result determine everything. What a performance that was from both sides, and it was just unfortunate that one team had to lose. It was a tug of war. It was a very resilient England team who were just not willing to accept defeat. And on the other side, there was a resilient Indian team who were just not willing to give up. Just how good was Ravindra Jadeja? And let's not forget the contributions from Jasprit Bumrah and Mohammad Siraj at the end, batting with Jadeja, just being that perfect pillar for Jadeja to actually just go on and create a historic and a miraculous win. If at all India would have actually won the test match at Lord's in those circumstances, well, who knows, that might have been India's most famous victory at Lord's. Definitely, there would be no doubt about it. But, well, destiny had other ideas, and the most cruelest way you might as well say, and we were all talking about it. I'm sure it was on the lips of every Indian, every cricket fan, and even the Englishmen, and all the English cricket fraternity, English cricket fans. I have a lot of friends in England as well who have actually sympathised with Siraj and of course with Ravindra Jadeja. But the action now shifts to Manchester, north of England. A lot of memories for Indian cricket team as a whole. Sachin Tendulkar scoring his maiden international 100 at Manchester in Old Trafford. It's a fantastic ground, a very famous victory in the World Cup against Pakistan, a heartbreaking loss against New Zealand in the very same World Cup. However, India's record as a whole in Manchester, Old Trafford, in tests are a bit grim. However, these are just history. It's past, and I'm sure that these guys are, these bunch of really resilient young Indian players that have travelled to England are not really too keen on stats, and especially past stats, that's for sure. The big question now remains is will Bumrah play? We saw he missed out in the second test match, and as it happened, India did win the test match, not to take any credit away from Jasprit Bumrah. He's India's biggest icon. He's India's biggest star at the moment. He is definitely the most important pillar in this Indian cricket team. And you could see there were mixed reactions of him missing out. Yes, the body takes a toll, but there were people who were questioning Siraj as well. He's bowled his heart out. But again, Jasprit Bumrah, he's deserved this authority or power where he can decide whether he will be taking a rest or not. It's a human body at the end of the day, and not a machine. That remains a big question mark that has to be answered by the team management before the first ball is bowled at Old Trafford for the fourth test. The big dilemma is with Karun Nair. He's a man who made a comeback into the Indian cricket team after 2016. That whole fiasco, that whole dilemma that we all fans have been asking for so many years. After 2016, after scoring a triple 100 against England in Chennai, why was he dropped? Why was he sidelined? Why was he not even given a look? Here he is, made a very deserving comeback after 9 years. Had a lovely domestic season, and he really did earn his place into the English tour. However, it's been quite a disappointment. I'm sure it's not the way that he would have liked his tour to have gone in the first 3 test matches. There are 2 very quality batsmen that have been waiting in the wings. I'm sure there are not many eyebrows raised in the bowling department. We saw Jasprit Bumrah again. I said he's one of the most important pillars in the Indian cricket team, having his name in the Lord's Honours Board in 5 wickets in the first innings. And the big find was Washington Sundar. I feel there are a lot of comparisons between him and Ravichandran Ashwin. Of course, they both come from the same state. 4 wickets in the second innings. I thought he was phenomenal. He bowled with a very cool and calm head, showed a lot of maturity. Didn't get a wicket in the first innings, although bowled a handful of overs. I think he just bowled a rough 10 overs. But he was the reason why England were actually bowled out for 192, one of the main reasons. And coming back to the batting dilemma, there is a high chance that we might not see Karun Nair in the 4th test. And the 2 batsmen, or the 2 players that are in contingent, are Bengal's Abhimanyu Easwaran. I think he's been around for forever, it seems now. Abhimanyu Easwaran's name has been going around for quite some time now. Dhruv Jurel is another individual that can be looked into as well. Dhruv Jurel is someone you've seen him in action. Of course, he kept wickets for a long time after Rishabh Pant got a bit of an injury in the Lord's Test match. So Dhruv Jurel or Abhimanyu Ishwaran primarily an opener, but at number 4, you would say, or number 5, if there is a batting shuffle, who knows? But there is a bit of a dilemma over there. Sai Sudarshan is another player that has been waiting in the wings. Sai Sudarshan had a wonderful IPL. He's impressed one and all, and there's still a lot of people who believe that he should have actually been the first choice and not Karun Nair. But all in all, we could say that it's really highly unlikely that Karun Nair will be given another nod. There are few more batsmen that are missing, and we are expected not to see any changes in the bowling department unless Jasprit Bumrah is been given a rest. But all in all, I feel as an individual and as cricket fans, we must be backing our team and not putting too much of pressure, not asking too much of questions, because really the last Test match was one of the most beautiful Test matches that we as fans have seen for a long time. This is why we love Test cricket. 5 days it was just battling it out. There was nothing to separate between the two teams in the first innings, and boy oh boy, 193 to chase for India. It was always going to be tricky. I would say we all Test cricket lovers, we were just tuned in to that really rugged fifth day when Ravindra Jadeja just refused to give up, and unfortunately it was England's day. Lot of positives. I don't think India should panic at all, but still a lot of questions still need to be answered. But I'm sure Gautam Gambhir and his boys are much and not just eagerly waiting to get going, but also very much prepared for the Test match. They know what to expect from Ben Stokes and company, and I'm sure Ben Stokes and company, with their baseball, with how they played in Lords as well, they know that this series is far from over.